So Evangeline Lilly, who is most famous from Ant-Man and the Wasp and also from Lost, she has now launched an attack on the subversion of traditional gender roles. She shared a post to her Instagram. She said, why are we only applauding masculinity in women and villainizing it in men? And why are we only applauding femininity in men and debasing it in women? Why can't we just allow for all of it? Why do we feel the need to vilify a man wearing bleep kicker boots, driving a pickup truck, who's not afraid to punch somebody in the face? But if they were a woman, they'd be the epitome of cool. Why is a man who loves makeup, cries easily, and stays home to tend to the domestic responsibilities valiant, but a woman who does the same is pathetic? She urged members of the public to stop trying to juggle the minutia of judgment and bring grace and charity back into their lives. Okay, so she has already been ripped up and down for the great crime of doubting the COVID vaccine. You weren't allowed to do that in Hollywood and get away with it without massive blowback. But Evangeline Lilly, good for her, because that, of course, really does sum it up. We are a culture that has decided that masculine women are amazing and effeminate men are amazing, but masculine men are bad and effeminate women are bad. Good for her. Good for Evangeline Lilly. And the fact is that Hollywood relies on these tropes. And when Hollywood gets away from those tropes, people don't like it very much. It turns out, you know what people don't like watching in the movies very much? They don't really like the idea of women who act like men or men who act like women. They prefer it when men act like men in movies and women act like women in movies. In fact, virtually all of Hollywood was built on this particular model. This doesn't mean that effeminate men don't exist or that masculine women don't exist. Of course they do. But the fact that this has now become a matter of contention. She, by the way, is not even suggesting that it is a matter of superiority. I will say that it is better to be a masculine man than to be an effeminate man, because one of the qualities of manhood is to be like a man. Manhood in this iteration doesn't mean like you work out 24 hours a day, although you should try to keep yourself in good shape. Manhood means creating a family, protecting and defending your wife and children, providing for that wife and children in a responsible way, building up and defending your community, right? That would be these are masculine qualities, and men are better when they do these things. When I say a feminine woman, the idea of a feminine woman is a woman who nurtures and comforts, who takes care of her husband and her family and her children, who helps to create the social fabric that binds communities. People are better and communities are better for all of these things. And when you reverse the gender roles, it may work in extraordinary incidents, but overall, you're better off with a society of masculine men and feminine women. So I'll say that is a superior society, because it is. It turns out the qualities that are associated with femininity, if they are adopted wholesale by men, are not wonderful. And the qualities associated with masculinity, if adopted wholesale by women, are also not wonderful. In fact, when you see these boundaries blurred, what you end up with is some odd and off-putting behavior, namely toxic masculinity masquerading as femininity. So, for example, there's a tape that emerged yesterday of a transgender Starbucks employee screaming at a customer. I got to say, this does not seem like particularly feminine behavior, but it is a man masquerading as a woman. This is the new ideal in America.
Don't ever call me transphobic, ever. You do not know me.
You're being transphobic, Karen.
Do not call me transphobic.
Is a transgender woman, meaning a man pretending to be a woman, yelling at a woman, calling her transphobic. And there's someone filming outside. This is a man with a very deep voice telling a woman that she is transphobic. And then here comes the transgender woman, meaning the man is going to come over and slap the phone out of somebody's hand. Not particularly feminine behavior. Turns out that blurring the boundaries, not always the best thing, folks. Well, good for Evangeline Lilly for sounding off on this. We'd be a better society if more people did. Look around your house right now. Okay, so your house, it could look better. I mean, let's be real about this. You did a good job, like you redid the floors, you repainted it all, but there's something about your house that doesn't look right. You know what it is? It's the way that light is coming in the room. You know why? Because those window coverings you have over there, they're garbage. You need to get rid of them. You need to go to Blinds.com. Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings with over 40,000 five-star reviews. You can measure and install it yourself or have Blinds.com take care of it with local professionals. There's no showroom, no retail markets. No matter how many you order, installation is just one low cost. If you don't have an eye for design, Blinds.com experts are always available to help choose the style and color right for you. Everything they sell is covered by their perfect fit and 100% satisfaction guarantee. With hundreds of styles and colors to choose from, Blinds.com is sure to have perfect treatment for your windows. Shop Blinds.com. Save 45% off select products. That is 45% off select products right now at Blinds.com. And when you check out online, don't forget to tell them you heard about Blinds.com. From The Ben Shapiro Show, rules and restrictions may apply. That is Blinds.com. Save 45% off select product today. Blinds.com. And let them know that you heard about them from this show. You could lose sleep over the economy, or you could lie down on your Helix Sleep mattress and sleep like a baby. They've launched their newest, most high-end collection, Helix Elite. Helix has harnessed years of extensive mattress expertise to bring their customers a truly elevated sleep experience. The Helix Elite collection includes 6 different mattress models, each tailored for a specific sleep position and firmness preference. I've had my Helix for years. It is basically the only thing that is keeping me functioning at this point. If you're nervous about buying a mattress online, you don't have to be. Helix has a sleep quiz that matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress, because why exactly would you buy a mattress made for somebody else? I took that Helix sleep quiz. I was matched with a firm but breathable mattress, which is exactly what I needed. Head on over to helixsleep.com/Ben. You should take their 2-minute sleep quiz. Find the perfect mattress for your body and your sleep type. Your mattress comes directly to your door, shipped for free. Plus, Helix has that 10-year warranty. You can try it out for 100 nights risk-free. There's really nothing to lose. For a limited time, Helix is currently offering up to 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. It's their best offer yet. Hurry on over to helixsleep.com/Ben with Helix. Better sleep starts right now. Go to helixsleep.com/Ben. That's helixsleep.com/Ben. One of the great evils of our time is the substitution of group justice in favor of individual justice. Now, the word justice really does not need any sort of modifier. Justice always is individual in nature. There is no such thing as sort of group justice. Social justice is in and of itself in undermining of the notion of individual justice. If something bad happened to you on a personal level, you should have justice because you were the one damaged. If you did harm to someone else, justice should come for you because you did harm for somebody else. But we have a tendency in a very large, diverse society with nationalized media to turn everything into a referendum on groups in general. And this has actually parlous consequences for a wide variety of people and, yes, a wide variety of groups. Today's example comes courtesy of a prosecutor who has now decided that the former Buffalo Bills punter named Matt Ariza was not even present during an alleged gang rape. Now, the reason that this is important is because it is tip of the spear, is indicative of a broader ideological problem that now plagues the West. And that is that when we see individual cases, instead of seeing those individual cases as individual cases, instead of investigating the individual circumstances of each case, and then trying to broaden that out to say, what are the policies that could theoretically have impacted this individual case? Instead, we label the person a part of a group, and then we make group judgments based on that individual, and we try to broaden out the groups that are bad in order to include all of our enemies. And this leads, of course, to further political polarization. And this is just a perfect example of this sort of thing. So according to Yahoo Sports, last August, just days after earning the starting job as the Buffalo Bills punter, rookie Matt Ariza was the subject of a civil lawsuit alleging that he and 2 San Diego football teammates participated in the gang rape of an intoxicated 17-year-old girl. While little was known publicly, San Diego police had spent nearly 10 months on the case before forwarding it to the DA without a recommendation for prosecution. The Bills said they knew about the incident, investigated it, and decided to employ Ariza anyway. The graphic allegations in the civil lawsuit, however, created a public frenzy. It included a claim that during an October 15, 2021 party at a home near the SDSU campus, Ariza led the girl into a bedroom where at least 3 other men waited. Once inside, Ariza threw the girl onto the bed face first. According to the lawsuit, the girl went in and out of consciousness while suffering through the horrific gang rape, quote unquote. It lasted an hour and a half, according to the lawsuit, before she stumbled out of the room bloody and crying, in part because multiple piercings had ripped through the skin during the attack. Within just a couple of days of these allegations being made public, the Bills cut Ariza, who due to his record-breaking NCAA career and an 82-yard punt in a preseason game, had already earned the nickname Punt God. It was a big story across the country when this happened. The Buffalo general manager, Brendan Bean, he said, "We think it's the best move for everyone to move on from Matt and let him take care of the situation." He's still out of football, despite prosecutors announcing on December 7th, 2022, that after conducting a 124-day investigation, they would not press any criminal charges in the case. Now a fuller picture is emerging. What are they finding? Well, apparently there's a 200-plus page transcript of a 100-minute meeting obtained by Yahoo Sports, where a deputy DA offered a detailed explanation to the girl and her attorneys. Perhaps most notably, the DA's office concluded that Ariza couldn't have led the girl into the alleged gang rape because he had left the home already at 12:30 a.m., an hour prior to when evidence suggested the alleged gang rape would have occurred. He wasn't even at the party anymore, according to the deputy district attorney, who's a woman, Trisha Amador. Later, that deputy district DA stated of the timeline of events, "All I know is at that point, suspect Ariza is gone from the party." Additionally, prosecutors told the girl that video recordings of the incident in the bedroom made it impossible to determine, let alone prosecute anyone, on whether there even was a gang rape at all that night, rather than simple consensual sex with the other men. In looking at the videos on the sex tape, I cannot prove absolutely any forcible sexual assault based on what happened, according to Amador. The accuser's attorney could not be reached for comment to Yahoo Sports. The civil lawsuit is presumably going to continue. The lawyer did say that the witness who prosecutors based their opinion that Ariza was not present on was a quote-unquote buddy. There were apparently 35 witness interviews, and now they've come to the conclusion that there was effectively no gang rape at all. Ariza, whose life has been paralyzed since being named in the civil lawsuit, hopes it's enough for NFL teams to take a second look. He and two other players named in the suit vehemently deny any gang rape, knowledge the girl was below California's age of consent, or whether she was intoxicated. He said any sexual contact was consensual. Now, the local prosecutors are making his case for him via recording that not every jurisdiction provides. Now, again, the exculpatory evidence came from a number of short videos of the encounter between the girl and two or three men in the bedroom. Timestamps show it occurred about 1:30 a.m. Citing a witness and other information, prosecutors concluded that Ariza had already left the party at 12:30 a.m. Now, again, witness interviews from the party said the girl did not appear to be drunk at the time. Other witness said that the girl was telling people that she was 18. A witness who was at the house gave a statement saying that at least one point at the party, you made a statement telling people at the party you were 18, said the lawyer to the accuser. Another witness at the party says they specifically heard you say that you were 18. So again, it seems like this story is just nonsense, but it ruined this guy's life. Because Matt Ariza, again, this is a person who's slated to make millions and millions of dollars in the NFL. He was going to be the best punter in the NFL. And he was basically kicked out of the NFL for what now appears by all available evidence to be a pretty substantive false rape allegation, a false gang rape allegation. Why does this have anything to do with group justice? Because the reason that Ariza was originally booted is not because people decided to treat his case as an individual case. It was a stand-in for all Me Too incidents. This is what we now do with every single public incident that falls within a set media narrative. We determine that this incident is indicative of a broader issue that implicates society, and therefore, we must make an example of this person. It doesn't matter this person was not convicted in a court of law. It doesn't matter prosecutors never even brought a case in a court of law. It doesn't matter that the evidence stacks up against the accuser in this particular case. We have made a decision as a society that the minute that an accusation is made against a man, we are basically going to destroy his life. Now again, if a person is convicted of that accusation, his life should be destroyed. If that person actually commits an act like this, his life should be destroyed, but based on the allegation alone, because the idea is that America is a white supremacist patriarchy, and therefore the only way to break down the patriarchy is to break a few eggs. And if that means that allegations alone are sufficient to condemn somebody, whether it is Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court or whether it is Matt Ariza, then we just go for it. That is the important thing. Now, of course, the same logic doesn't apply to valued members of the left, valued members of the political left. We demand full evidence in those particular cases, or we still allow them to go on the speaking tours like Bill Clinton. But if you are not a member of a protected class, then obviously we use your intersectional identity and lack of intersectional bona fides as an excuse to go after you on a personal level. And this is how you destroy somebody's life. The way you destroy somebody's life is you make an example of them based on a preset narrative. That is true whether you're talking about Matt Ariza. It's true whether you're talking about this Marine in the Jordan Neely case. The attempt to railroad this Marine in the Jordan Neely case is going to be extraordinary. We've seen it over and over and over again. People who go to jail based on bad allegations and a bad fact pattern because it fits a narrative. And that narrative must be upheld at all costs. Alrighty, guys. The rest of the show continues right now. You're not going to want to miss it. 12-time NCAA All-American swimmer Riley Gaines will be on the show to discuss her experiences being excised from the good graces of society for mentioning that she shouldn't have to race against giant dudes. If you're not a member, become a member, use code Shapiro. Check out for 2 months free on all annual plans. Click the link in the description and join us.